everybody, how's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs, and I want to thank you for joining me today because Jade happens to have been in a really giving mood lately, and once again I wasn't sure if I was gonna actually have a vlog this week because I'm getting ready to finish up school and obviously with work and this freezing weather, so there really hasn't been a whole lot that I thought maybe I'd be able to film. But another weird issue has arisen today on my drive home from school in my delightful '03 Grand Am GT. And yeah, it's actually an issue that I'm familiar with. However, I'm not 100% sure, or I should say I wasn't really 100% sure what the fix was going to be. Let me show you something. So you may be looking at this and you're wondering, what are we looking at? We got the stereo, we got the traction button, we got the hazard switch. And our focus today is going to be on the flasher. If you have watched this video series long enough now, you will know that this is a brand new flasher. The hazard button and the flasher are built in as one unit. So this is brand new. We just put this in about 6 months ago or so, 6 or 7 months ago. So I'm driving along, and as you can see, there's really nothing going on now. But let's put the key in and let's go to the on position. It's probably not going to want to do it now. That's okay, I think we'll get it to do it. So on my way home, it started clicking erratically. And it's actually an issue that I'm familiar with because my Alero did the same thing. Let's use a turn signal. Let's turn it off. Let's turn the other one on. Let's turn it off. Oh, see? See how it keeps... Oh, now it's... There, yeah, see. So, everything works fine when you need to use it. When it's off, the flasher just started making the clicking noise. If I push the hazard button, they're working properly. As you can see, there's nothing on. It's just randomly clicking. Like I said, my Alero did this for a while when I had it. And, you know, never really did anything about it. Eventually, I think it would just either stop doing it completely or I just got used to it. But I never figured out a fix. I always thought maybe it was the actual hazard button. This is a brand new button. And I don't think the button and flasher is the culprit. I honestly think it's the actual turn signal lever itself, the multifunction switch. And yeah, I know these go bad, and I'm honestly not 100% sure if that's going to be the exact cause or not. But what I am going to do today is I am going to remove this from the column, and I'm going to take it in the house and try to open it up and maybe see if the contacts in the switch, maybe they're dirty. Maybe there's corrosion or something on them. I don't know. Or maybe they're just worn. Who knows? But I'm going to try to fix it just by cleaning the contacts because if I'm not mistaken, I don't have the wiring diagram with me, but basically, obviously, this sends the signal to that to operate the turn signals. That's how that works. And if somehow maybe the contacts are messed up or bad in the switch itself, it's probably sending like a mixed signal to get it to click, but not fully engaging the turn signal lamp itself. Yeah, see, I can just move that lever a little bit. See, now the light's on. If I back off a little bit. Yeah, like right there. And now it stopped. Try the other side. Oh, that's going to be my guess. I think it has something to do with the actual stock. So regardless, I'm going to take it apart anyway. Now, it should not be all that difficult to do. The first thing we need to do, I really need to get, oh yeah, I got a lever for the column. It was actually here. I found it. I didn't put it on yet. Anyway, so we need to lower this column down. And as much as I hate to do this, we need to take this cover off again. I always hate dealing with these because they're always kind of a pain to get back in. Now, as you can see here, this switch is connected to the wiper switch also. So that means when we pull this up, the wiper switch and the turn signal stalk are coming up together. And it looks like, I do believe that's a Torx bit. Now, I don't know what size it is offhand, but let me go to the trunk and get my Torx bit set, and we will find out what we got going on here. T25. Oh, there it is. T25. Alright, so let's unscrew this. Oh, there's a hex head on it too. Oh, that's kind of nice. So I suppose you don't have to use the actual Torx bit. You can use a socket if you have the size. Alright, and then from there, I think we just have to fight with getting it up and whatnot. Alright, and now it's up. So we've got a couple of wiring connectors that we got to get to in the back. There's quite a few on the driver's side of the wheel. And there's at least one, I think, for the wipers on the facing the passenger side. I wonder if this is the original. It does say GM on it. I mean, judging from how these are worn out, it might be the original stock still. So now I gotta get back there and disconnect those, and then we'll take it in the house and see what happens. All right, there we go. So 2 connectors on the left side, 1 connector on the right side. I'm not exactly sure which of these is for what, the turn signal or the lights. Out of curiosity though, now that I have this removed, I'm going to put the key back in, switch the ignition over, and see if it actually makes the click noise. There's grease on my thumb and I just touched my face. Look at that. It's not clicking. Hazards still work. Interesting, huh? Alright, let's take it a step further. Okay, so the connector that goes at the top of this stock, the one with the green, I do believe that's the one for the turn signals. So I plugged that one back in. Alright, we'll just do that. So I plugged it back in. Let's see if our clicking comes back. Yep. So I just proved that it's something in the switch itself that's causing this to click. I can probably unplug it with the key on and it'll probably stop. Try to push it out. Might need two hands. Oh. Yep. Alright, so stock it is. So theoretically, I probably should just buy a whole new one of these. These are expensive. They're like $100 and some if I wanted to buy it today from the parts store. I did look on Rock Auto, and if I order it from Rock Auto, then it's about half the price, but by the time you pay for the shipping and waiting the couple of days for it to show up, you're probably still looking at around $70, which isn't bad. I might have to do that. This may actually have to be replaced. But that's why I figured before I actually replace it, I'm going to try to see if we can actually clean the contacts of the switch and go from there. And maybe we can save it, or at least buy me some more time without that annoying clicking noise there. So let's take it in the house and see if we can open it up and try to fix it, at least temporarily. So we're back in the office / studio, and we're going to attempt to take this side of the stock apart. At least it looks like that's the only part we really got to take off. So there's 4 screws total, and they're all Torx bits. I do believe they are T10. They're kind of tight, but I'm able to get them in there. So I'm going to need 2 hands to loosen all 4 of these up, and then we'll try to get this cover off very carefully. Be very careful when you're trying to open this up, because you don't know what's inside. I don't know what's inside. But let's try to open it up very carefully and see if we can see the contacts for the switch itself. Alright, so there's actually a total of 7 screws that we're holding the back of this in. The 4 that we looked at on the turn signal side. There's also 2 more on this side, on the wiper side, at the bottom, and then there's 1 hiding in that little hole in there. So at this point, the cover is starting to come off the back. So let me continue to do that, and I will be back with you shortly. Alright, and here's the inside of the turn signal and, well, the multifunction switch is what they call this. So here's our turn signal lever on this side, the wiper side's there, and then here's basically the circuit board, pretty much. It's not really a circuit board, but you know, it's where all the contacts and stuff seem to be. So basically, if we move this lever here, we're going to see those 2 contacts there on the very end move. It's kind of hard to do because of one-handed. Hold on one second. Okay, so I believe this one here, these are the ones for the wiper, or the turn signal. So if you're going left, it moves that way. If you're going right, it goes that way. So it's obviously not going to work correctly now because we have it apart. But that moves up and down, and oops. And I do believe this here is where it meets the actual signal for the, the flasher. Based on what I'm seeing here, this up and down movement, and the fact that the connector goes onto that side there. So we're gonna clean this off. It actually looks kind of gross. There's old grease on there. So we're gonna clean that off. We're gonna try to clean that off also, and then we're going to apply dielectric grease is what you should be using. I don't have any here at the house, so I'm going to use Vaseline. It's gonna pretty much serve the same purpose. So we'll add some Vaseline to it, and then we'll put it together, go outside, and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, no big deal. I'll just end up buying a whole new, stock. I just wanted to see if this can possibly fix this issue, or at least temporarily hold it off until I do buy a new one. So, yeah, let's see if we can get it to work. Alright, and here's what our contacts look like after we cleaned it off. I used a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol to get rid of all of the grease that was there, and this is what it looks like. You can tell it's pretty worn. And the same goes for the actual the contacts on the switch itself too. So we're going to, like I said, we'll just get the Q-tip. We'll just, smear some Vaseline on it, both sides, and then we'll try to get it back together. The one thing that I kind of goofed up on was this thing here on the inside of this. It kind of popped out, so I got to try to get that back in place if I can. That's the canceling switch for when you turn your wheel back and it automatically turns your turn signal off. That's the thing that the steering column hits to knock this thing off, so that way your signal's not constantly blinking. So I might have to fiddle with that a little bit. Hopefully I can get that back into place. Alright, so that was quite an adventure trying to get that canceling switch back in there. So it looks like it works. Everything is back in place. All the screws are in. All of our levers are moving well. Same with the wiper side. Missed. So now let's take it outside, put it back in the car, and see if this is gonna make a difference with that click noise, and hopefully everything in here still works. Alright, so I'm still fighting to actually get this back into place on the column. It doesn't just want to snap back in to place, and it's getting dark, so I have it plugged in anyway, and let's see if the click is still there. If it is, like I said, or if something else happens to have gone wrong with this thing, we're just going to end up getting another one, I'm sure, in time. So let's make sure everything's back to where it should be. Oh, that's interesting. This doesn't want to stay in auto. It keeps flicking up to park. Interesting. So that is already going to be a problem. So yeah, like I said, we were getting a new one anyway. I just wanted to see if maybe cleaning these terminals were going to be good enough, but does the click stay? Let's find out. And so far, no. It looks like the click is gone. That might have been the issue. Yeah, so the headlight functions don't seem to be working correctly. I don't know if it's the actual lever itself, or looks like my lights are on. Yeah, my auto lights are on, so that the inside of that's making contact with the auto circuit correctly. But if I go to park, I don't have park. Yeah. So something in there got messed up when I had it apart. Oh, well, wipers seem to be okay. Let me start it up real quick. So we got wipers. The washer works. Delay's good, apparently. Yeah, delay works. Low and high. So all of that works. The only thing that got messed up appears to be this actual headlight switch. Brights work. Flash to pass work. Wonder what happened in that. But it does appear that the clicking has stopped. So cleaning the actual connectors appears to have worked out okay. So let me try to get this thing back in place, and I want to see if the canceling thing's going to work. All right, so now that the column is all back in place, We can try this thing here. So left. Yeah, there we go. And right. Okay, so the cancellation does work also. I gotta get the cover back on, and like I said, the lights are on, so this will be good enough for now. It appears it'll be good enough for now for me to use until I get the new one. You might be asking, why am I not gonna get a new one right now? Priorities. If I can get this one to work, I'll hang on to it for a little longer, but we'll get a new one and I'll put it in, and it'll look a lot nicer too, because all the font and stuff on this is actually wearing pretty thin. But I wonder what happened to this. That's the part that kind of confuses me. I don't know. Now I guess the question is, I didn't think about this. Hold on. Let's get the cell phone out. Are the lights going to be on all the time? Now that's the next question. I might have to take this thing apart. So let's trick the sensor, which is in there. Give it a moment. Trick the sensor into thinking it's daytime, and let's see if we have any lights. Well, actually, yeah, see, I can't even turn the lights on while the car's off. You know, usually you could switch it over with the battery, but I can't even do that. But let's see if the lights are on during the day. No, I don't think I have it over the thing. Hold on, I had a hard time with this before. Nope. Where are you? There we go. Okay. So, no, I don't have lights during the day, which will be good. Okay, so that appears to work just fine. I could deal with that. Take that off, the lights will come back on momentarily. There we go. I could deal with that. Let me get the cover back on and we will call it a vlog for today. So, I guess if you happen to have a GM car of this generation with a similar setup, where the hazard switch controls the flasher and it's randomly flashing the way that this one was doing, cleaning the terminals on the inside, or not terminals, but more like the contacts on the inside of the switch, appears to work just fine. Yeah, appears to work just fine. That seems to have done the trick, and everything else appears to work. Is it worth the hassle? I don't know, probably not, because now I don't have a light switch that isn't working. Maybe I'll take it back in the house and see if I can get it to work. I don't know, I did have to take that thing out to get the contact, or the signal canceling device, you know. I had to get that back in place, so I had that whole side of the stalk out. So I don't know if that's where something went wrong or what, but this appears to be working. So that's it. That's a vlog for today, guys. Kind of short, not a whole lot to talk about, but it's what I got for you today. So I do hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful if you have a similar situation in your GM vehicle of this generation. And that's about it. That's all I got. So if you did enjoy this, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Also check out teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. That's all I've got for today, guys. I will see you next time. I do want to thank you so much for joining me today, and take care. So on a side note, I did take the stock back apart, and the top part here is what was causing the auto, or the headlight switch on the stock not to work. So now if we turn the actual end of the stock, kind of see that those contacts moving. So they just got jammed up somehow. So that should be fine. Okay, vlog's over. Bye.